Hello everybody, thank you for subscribing and watching my videos. This is Janak Bhagat. Today I come with a talk about Fengshui and Vastushastra. So what is Fengshui and what is Vastushastra? Well, to keep it simple, Fengshui and Vastushastra is the science of balancing and harmonizing the 5 elements in a given space. So what do I mean by a given space? What I mean is each and every land or each and every property is a space. Now, in Vastu Shastra, we have a Vastu Purush, that is a being that resides in a space, in a given space. So we believe that if there are particular directions that this Vastu Purush is facing, if they are beneficial, then the person residing in that property or that flat is going to be benefited, because the laws of energy are working together and in harmony with the person. So Feng Shui and Vastu Shastra is also known as Earth Astrology. Just like how there is Vedic astrology and Western astrology, the same way we have Earth astrology. So what happens in Earth astrology is that there are the same planets that are in our Vedic astrology. The same planets are in the land. So in Feng Shui, every 20 years these stars keep on changing, but in Vastu Shastra it's just there, it's normal. Each a section of the land has a planet and a deity. So for example, if you are having a square plot and or a rectangle plot, that means that all the sectors are going to be there. There won't be any missing sectors. While if you have a triangular plot or a plot that looks like this, or a C-shaped plot or a circle or oval or triangle, then this person is not sitting comfortably and there are sectors missing, which is wrong in any Vastu or Feng Shui. The Vastu Purush that I'm talking about is this guy here that I've drawn. If you can see properly, he is in this square land, he is very comfortable. From here to here, he is very comfortable. His legs are comfortable, his hands are comfortable, his head is comfortable, his belly is comfortable. But on the same essence, if you take him on this type of land, the irregular shaped land, and you see that this part is cut, the leg is cut, the section over here where the head is not comfortable. So this will denote, it depends now which direction this is in. So for example, to make it easier, this leg is missing in this direction, so stability is not there, right? His head is being pressed, so this person who is residing, somebody in that house or maybe the man of the house will be facing with a lot of stress, and maybe the female of the house is facing with migraine problems. Especially if this is in the north or northeast direction, then yes, the 100% you will see this problem. Now the same way on this example here, where it's like a C, inverted C, automatically the luck section is gone, because if I keep this on facing the west direction, that means the side of the luck, that area is not there. So this person will work hard but will never suffice. He will never have his part of the cake, because it's always used in other expenses. And that is the belief in Vastu and Feng Shui. So when you have a land or when you have a plot, it's very important to give it a good square. This we are talking about the cuts in your land or home. They need major remedies, because how would you feel if you had a broken bone and just plastered it, not screwed with a new piece of metal or anything? That hand will take a long time to heal, or it may never heal. It will just be like a painkiller. So you have to heal that land when there is a problem like this, it's a must to heal it. Or a problem like this, like in Vastu Shastra, these plots, triangular plots, they are a no. They're not advised for staying in that particular type of land. It's not good, because it's not going to be working for you. You will always be working against something in such plots. So it's always advisable to go for a square or a rectangular plot, especially for residing. Business wise and other things, or a hospital, there are particular lands that you can buy and not buy. That is a different case. Another thing that is very important is the kitchen. Why the kitchen? Because the kitchen is where you get nutritious food. It's your health zone. If you don't have the right place of the kitchen, then whatever food you're eating is not nutritious. It's not helping your body, and it's not helping the person residing in your land. And the kitchen is supposed to be in the fire zone. Now, if you have a kitchen that is in the water zone or the metal zone, then you have created an imbalance in the directions. So, the kitchen is supposed to be in the southeast direction of any given space. This is the fire element. Now, if you have a kitchen, let's say, for example, in your north direction. Now, north we know is for water. It's a water body. So, if you have fire there, you are creating an imbalance. Now, north is for our careers and opportunities. Imagine you have a kitchen there. You are burning your opportunities. You are burning your career. You are burning the income that is coming to you. You see, that is how Fengshui and Vastu works. So you need to make sure that your kitchen is in the southeast, and if it's in any other direction, then there are particular remedies that need to be done. And then the kitchen is not only creating nutritious food, but it's also creating a relationship between the person cooking and the person eating. So that relationship, for it to prosper between two individuals, between two partners or lovers, then the kitchen has to be in this direction. Another thing is your quality of sleep. There are a lot of people who face sleep problems, who face problems such as insomnia. They face problems such as nightmares. Now, if your bedroom has a pillar or a beam in the wrong direction or above you, then you are likely to get these problems, because the beam is like a pressure point to you as a person. And for example, if it is right on top of your head, then you will always feel pressurized and stressed whenever you wake up. You will never be happy, because the beam is in your room and it's above you or besides you. The beam gives out energy, shower energy, negative energy, because of the how the beam is made. Normally there are corners, so those corners create this problem. So you have to make sure that you're not sleeping under a beam. For example, let's say that the beam is not on your head but on your belly, then you'll always suffer belly problems, constipation or diarrhea or something of that sort, and you'll always have problems in your belly, gas, bloating. If it's near your knees or legs, then you'll always have knee problems or leg problems, because the pillars or the beams, it's a support system. Now, if it's in the wrong direction, it's not going to support you but rather work against you. So you have to make sure that the beams and the pillars are in the right direction. That is why Vastu plays a very big role in the beginning, the architectural designing time, and Feng Shui is the remedial measures you can take. But Vastu Shastra, the best thing to do is when you are planning to build a house or an office, that is the time when you need to do your Vastu Shastra checks and design it in that way, so that you don't have a lot of expenses doing Feng Shui. By remedying some areas, you can enhance them, but there is no need to remedy them, because remedies are quite costly. And in Vastu Shastra, the remedies are very limited, and the main remedies is to break things apart and redo them, especially toilets. I'll give you an example of a toilet. If your toilet is in the northeast direction, Now see what this guy, how he's sleeping. His head is in the northeast. So if you have a toilet here, then you know what it means. That the toilet is in the direction where the head is. How would you like to eat toilet every day? You wouldn't like it. And this is where the auspicious energies are coming from. And when you have a toilet that is negative energies, which is not good. But don't follow the diagram, because you can't put a toilet in your southwest as well. It's not the right direction for a toilet in your southwest. A toilet can be in the northwest sections, somewhere here. That is where the toilets are supposed to be. In the olden days, most houses used to have toilets outside your main house. It used to be a different area, especially in villages. And this is the reason why it was done so. You would see houses like being made here, right? This is your house, okay, and but this is only where you stay. The toilet was normally built outside somewhere here, so the guy had to walk to this place to go and do his toilet and do his cleaning up or whatever, and have a shower and come back to his home. And this is a reason why. So wrong placements of toilets causes a lot of Vastu and Fengshui defects. Kitchens do cause a lot of problems. Beams and pillars and cuts in your land. These are the major things that you need to see in any Fengshui zone or Vastu zone before you see other things like a relationship sector or a health sector. If these items are checked, then I would say 60% of your problems are solved. The rest is very minute things. They're important things, but with this a lot of issues are solved. So it's advisable to always go for a square land or a rectangular land for residing in it, and always have the directions mapped out so that you can create the right ambience of your home, so that you can create the proper circle and the cycle of the elements. If you have a reverse cycle or a jumbled up cycle of the elements, then you have an imbalanced home. And that's why you might see sometimes that kids don't listen, or they have their own attitudes, or your spouse doesn't listen or doesn't communicate well, your business doesn't work well. These are the reasons. Because for example, I would add as well, if you are a person who believes in astrology, and we know in astrology that there are particular planets that hinder our progress. Now those are the same planets that are going to hinder this land. So whatever you are going to face, the land is facing, so it's doubling your problems. So it's better to solve the land issue so that your issue can be solved. To give you a better example of all this, I'm going to make a small diagram here. Space is an issue, but just to show you. These are 9 sectors. There are 9 planets. And if you are a person who watches the Kundli, if you're a person who looks at the Kundli or your natal chart, there are circles with 12 sectors in the Western astrology, with 12 houses. That is including the Rahu and Ketu, right? So the same South Indian chart, the one that shows us our natal chart, right, is the same thing. 12 houses, and just an example, it's not an exact drawing as such, but so imagine these planets that are in your natal chart are in this land. So whatever you are facing as a human being or as a soul in this planet, so is this land. And now imagine these 9 sectors here. these planets don't have a house. It's like we saying that these houses here do not exist. So you can imagine the impact the planets are being caused in such a house or such a land than this one. So it's very important to have a square land and a square piece of property, because some of these designs are creating problems in our lives without us noticing it now until it's too late. 20 years down the line, you realize that you are a well-off person having good amounts of liquid cash and money to build properties, and you are in real estate, for example, and all of a sudden 10 years down the line your resources have all finished and you are restarting everything. You may have assets somewhere lying, but they are not going through well. You might have big loans and big debts, and it might be because of a land like these. So it's very important to go for such lands. Even when you want to sell these lands, you'll never get the price you want. Try it. You'll never get the price you want because they are working against you. So I hope this video has helped you as an introduction to Feng Shui and Vastushastra. Thank you for watching and subscribing to my channel and listening to what I am giving out as tips and for education purposes, obviously. And for those who are watching my Reiki, I'll be sending a few Reiki healings very soon for the chakras. Probably within this week I will upload a few videos. I'm just working on putting some music and relaxation music so that whoever is listening to it enjoys the healing session. So thank you very much, and enjoy your day and weekend.